Welcome, Mr. Handicap. Let's take a look at Saturday's race number 9 at Saratoga, the Grade 2 Jim Dandy Stakes. A mile and an eighth with a purse of $600,000. This is a small field, but it's a quality field. But it's not a good betting race. There's only 5 horses in this race, and 3 of them are favorites. Let's take a look at the field. The 1 horse, Western River, he's not a favorite. Biggest shot on the board is 20-1. Broke his maiden 3 races back. Next time out, the Peter Pan took on Greater Stakes Company for the first time. Didn't do so well, finished 4th, 10 lengths back. Taking a huge step up in class. Getting 20-1 on Western River. And there's the 2 horse, Epicenter. Epicenter's last 7 races, he's finished 1st or 2nd. A couple races back in the Derby. He finished 2nd. He was a lot further back than he normally is. It wasn't a bad thing in that race because that pace was crazy and they didn't want Epicenter too close to the pace. Finished a nice 2nd in the Derby. Next time out, looked like he just broke out the gate kind of slow. He was just kind of sluggish early on. And Joe Rosario had him pretty far back. He still managed to get 2nd in Preakness. Finishing 2nd in early voting. He rallied pretty nicely in that race. But he doesn't like being that far back. He likes being much closer to the pace. You're going to have to keep him a lot closer to the pace in this one. Epicenter's 3-2. I'm going to use Epicenter on my tickets. So I'm going to take a look at the 3 horse, Tony Port, at 8-1. He's proven himself to be a dirt horse. Early on, I thought maybe he just only liked the pedal surface, but he put together a couple of nice dirt wins. Winning the Grade 3 Lexington at Keeneland. Then last time out, he won the Ohio Derby. Get Irad Ortiz, trained by Brad Cox. I'll tell you, Tony Port is 8-1. I'm going to use Tony Port on my tickets. Now, that means I'm going to leave off one of the favorites. Doesn't mean I don't think that early voting and Zandon can't come into money. It's just that you're getting 8-5 on early voting, 2-1 on Zandon. I'm using Epicenter at 3-2. I need some kind of odds on my tickets. And so I'm going to use Tony Port at 8-1. Let's take a look at the 4 horse, early voting. Broke his maiden at Aqueduct. Next time out, won the Grade 3 Withers. Got caught from behind in the Wood Memorial by Mo Donegal. In the Preakness, he got the perfect setup in that race. He won the Preakness by a length and a quarter. Out of 4 races, early voting has 3 wins and a 2nd. If he gets the lead all to himself again, if Epicenter is sluggish again at the start of the race, and early voting gets the lead all to himself, he's going to be dangerous in this race and you're not going to catch him. I'm going to use early voting on my tickets. Then there's the 5 horse Zandon at 2-1. Winner of the Bluegrass 2 races back. Then next time out in the Kentucky Derby, took advantage of that crazy pace, finished 3rd in that race. Zandon is a 1-run closer. He's going to have to be a little bit closer to pace. He's going to have to run probably similar to the way he ran in the Grade 2 Remsen. So I don't think there's going to be much of a pace in this race. Zandon is 2-1. I'm going to leave him off my tickets, but of course he can finish in the top 3. But Epicenter, early voting Zandon, that's not going to pay anything. So I'm going to leave Zandon off. So I'm going to use Epicenter, Tony Port, and early voting on my tickets. Horse that I'm going with to win. I'm going to go with Epicenter. I think Rosario is going to keep him much closer to the pace in this race. It's had a couple months off. I think that's going to do him pretty good. I'm going to go with Epicenter to win the Grade 2 Jim Dandy. And I'm using him over Tony Port in early voting. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. Let me know who you're picking. The Grade 2 Jim Dandy. Good luck.